Evening, guys.
Evening, everyone. Hope we're okay. Yeah. How are you, mate?
I'm all right. Bit of a sweat on there. I thought it was just going to be me and you.
That'll be a quick one, won't it? Can tune back into Married at First Sight Australia, couldn't I? Because I'm well into that now. So no spoilers if anyone's watching tonight.
Yeah, so I'm going. Let me just mute my my YouTube. I got a bit of an echo there. So yeah, so Kaz, Steve, Paul, Amy. See, this is the thing. How do you pronounce your name? Is it Emia? Phonetically, we don't want to mispronounce your name because it's.
Mrs. Smith.
Hi, Phil. Hi, Lisa.
Yeah, hope everyone's all right. Anyway, it's. I think it's mad. Obviously, we say something about a prize draw giveaway for an event, and the weather here is haunted scouts and event in the same sentence. And obviously, the snow starts coming down, doesn't it?
I know, yeah. Well, to be honest, we've only had a bit of snow this morning, then it stopped.
It's been constant over there, honestly. Kids were fuming, they couldn't get out today.
So
hi, Karen, okay.
So there we go, mate. We've got it. So I'm a.
So that's to come on and come and pronounce.
Yeah.
Send us an audio on Facebook.
We can, hi Phil, hi Karen, hi Lulu. So yeah, I'm just enjoying my cup of tea from my my haunted Scouse mug. What are you drinking out of, mate?
Where are we? There we go.
Lovely.
Get it in the shop there.
Emo. There we go. I do apologise. We needed to get that right. Mr. Rim is on. Hi, Mike. Hi, Chrissy. Hi, Julie.
Okay, Mike. Okay, Amy. Lulu, hello as well. Yeah, it's a bit of a different one tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, what we've decided to do tonight, guys, we haven't usually we'll spoil you with clip after clip after clip. And tonight, you're just going to have to put up with us because, as well as obviously, we have got the Mill Street Barracks ticket prize draw to come later on. We just want to have a chat because it's a long time since we've just been out and about, because we used to do these things when we were going out live, going out investigating, didn't we, mate? We'd jump on for half an hour and say hello to everyone.
It's just it's just carnage at the minute, isn't it? Especially when we're out investigating, and a lot of the places we've been so far, we've had time constraints, or equally we can't sort of tell you where we are, so we can't. There's no real point in doing a Facebook Live or a live chat anyway, because we're too busy trying to investigate and film for the channel. But it's usually like this at the first 3-4 months of the year, isn't it? Because we're trying to obviously film as much as we can, so we can kind of have that summer break. But you know, it's worked quite well, hasn't it? And it has done for the last 3 years now. So
yeah, exactly. Hi, Doc, Dan. So, Dan, listen, your missus, some of the research she did on Lowlands Mansion. Wow, fantastic! I printed it out and brought it home, and it kind of it brought what we thought were quiet spirit talker sessions to life. And yeah, apologies to Mike Rimmer, by the way. We've found out that there actually was a Baron Roger, so you are now no longer Baron von Rimmer, although it might stick. Yeah, in our group, mate, we had the word Baron, and Mike became Baron von Rimmer for the rest of the night. But
he knew he'd jump in, wouldn't he, and say it was a Baron. But I mean, to be fair, I'd have done the same. So,
but yeah, so we are. We will. At least someone's paid attention to what we were here for tonight with the Q&A, by the way. So let's.
Yeah, it would be nice to have a few questions.
Yeah.
Is there a place, so Karen, is there a place you would like to investigate in Liverpool that you've not for whatever reason? Good question.
God, I mean, there's probably a few, but if I was to pick one in Liverpool, well, the vicinity of, I would possibly say Croxteth Hall, because that would be, as you guys know, when we do a big place, we've got the cameras now to cover it. So it's personally, I'd say Croxteth Hall. I've been there for functions, and I know how creepy it is when you go in the toilets in that place. So it's when you're there of a night and not all the lights are on. What about yourself?
Hi Claire, by the way. So we've got someone down in Australia there who's just popped on. So
yeah,
fantastic that we've reached that far.
I was going to say good day, and I thought, no, don't. That's so predictable. So yeah, hi.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of halls there, I'd probably say St George's Hall. Just again, similar reasons, but it's more obviously what's sort of underneath and lurking behind there, because I know there's some tunnels and things further down there, isn't there? So, and I think at any point, like, it's trying to hopefully one day, the pubs that we've done in and around Liverpool, we know every time we've been there, you know, there is underneath this system of cellars that sort of do run and interconnect, don't they? And it will be great one day, hopefully, if something happens, to try and get sort of down there and sort of see and hopefully tie in the 3 or 4 pubs that we've done that connect these thoroughfares together and sort of see what we get, or if it's similar evidence as well.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll go back to your questions, guys, but I just want to put this up because shout out to Caroline, because where's me little that wasn't me. Caroline kindly, when we had our Lowlands Mansion event on Saturday, and Caroline kindly got me a fart ninja, which it does that. Now it does have a button on the back to turn it off. Unfortunately, mate, I can't turn it off because the button won't move.
Well, funnily enough, we noticed that when we were trying to investigate in Lowlands downstairs, and it was all quiet and we're shouting for things to happen or asking out, and then all of a sudden that goes off and we're all looking at each other like, who was that? I mean, first of all, we thought it was bloody Steve's stomach because it didn't shut off that night. So, but yeah, it turns out it was that in the corner. It was like, what on earth is that?
So what we'll do, I'll keep scrolling up, guys, and I will go through the questions one by one. So don't worry, we'll catch them all. So let's see. Claire was next. Hello to anyone that's jumped on in the meantime, by the way. Thank you so much for joining us. Scariest.
It's difficult, that really, isn't it? I mean, there's not too many places that I feel like, oh my gosh, this is like the most scariest place. We've had, I think, moments are sort of in each place that we've had, but yeah, I think I'd probably still say, because it was the first time that we did anything like it, when we walked into Walton Hall alone and did that kind of full hour and a half each. That's still up there as like kind of one of the first real like on edge moments, because we had such a massive build into ourselves. It was really, really late, and it was kind of the ultimate first test for us. And I think for me, definitely that was, you know, when the activity we had there, the doors closing and the noises, that was a massive place that kind of definitely got me on edge anyway. I don't know about you.
Yeah, to be fair, I was going to say the same thing, and for the same reasons, in that when we went in and turned all the lights off and we were walking around there, that was our first location where we'd got to go to somewhere so big, and it did. I mean, even one thing that I always forget about as well, mate, is and we didn't really see it in the episode because we've never gone back to it, is editing it. The bit where I go from the top floor to the bottom, and I don't remember the bit in the middle. And I genuinely, guys, if you'd ever watch it back, I thought I went from the top right down to the bottom and sat in what was Robert Adams's room while Adam was in the basement, and I was just trying to be quiet. And it turns out I did a full tour, stood at the bottom of some stairs, had a conversation to somebody about how I was protected and they couldn't get to me, and then went down and sat down. And that was strange because I've no idea what happened there. That's never happened since, and I don't recall it. But only when I was editing, and it was like, where am I going? So I think Woolton Hall, for me, for that reason, there was something in there that was quite powerful, and it's yeah. So I'm just trying to catch up with the comments and then scroll back up. So
you okay, Amy?
Yeah, give a shout out to our Amy. As ever, guys, you should know who Amy is by now because she was on the fantastic Antwerp Mansion episode with us the other week. And if you haven't, after this, head over and subscribe to Amy's channel because she's brilliant. And we were just discussing, mate, as well, when we do this next time, we're going to get you on so you can join us.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have someone else on, won't it, who knows what they're talking about for the change. So
yeah, exactly. We can just drink tea and just let them, So let's see. Amy's asked, any new equipment for this year? I think we're pretty much packed out, aren't we? The dream ones are out of our price range. A thermal camera, maybe.
I do have something on order that is coming soon that should be available for Mill Street Barracks. I haven't even told you yet, to be honest, but I'll. It's something that I know, especially on events, and people have asked as well. That I think that the one bit of kit and the one thing we do need to start doing more is a lot more EVP sessions. So, because we have got one, haven't we? But then obviously trying to connect
the speaker's not very loud, is it? That's
so it's like I can't remember, it might have been Sue or someone I was talking to about it because she had one. And it's like we have been doing them, but then equally when we review them, you can't hear it. So then there's no real point of us saying, oh, there might have been, or did you hear? Because then it makes us look like we're making things up. So I have invested in a bit more of a quality bit of kit, hopefully that will, once we test it out, and it should feature in some of the episodes, because I think it will add something a lot more to what we're doing in certain parts and in certain locations as well. Like if it cast my mind back, maybe like Antwerp Mansion, when we it's probably one of the most audible places where you hear things. It was a shame that really we didn't get a few more EVP sessions there because something might have been picked up to add to that. So
yeah, I agree, and that's the only reason we don't do them, guys, is we can never get the bloody speaker to work because we've got a really good digital recorder, but it's the speaker on it isn't very good. And that's why we've never really used them. When we have, literally, we spend 10 minutes trying to get the speaker to work, and it's like, come on, we're supposed to be investigating here.
Yeah, I mean, hand on heart, anyway, we may have had that one slight sort of iffy one when we were in at the Bridewell, but every time we've done them, we haven't ever really picked up on anything, have we? So that's why it kind of sort of fell away and came out of the mind to go, well, it's not urgent. And I mean, then we obviously invested in the REM pod, so we probably want another one, maybe ideally two in an ideal world, the more expensive REM pods, because they are a good bit of kit, but they are definitely very expensive, aren't they? So
well, that's it. That's probably the next big spend, would be a second one of them, because they are good. And if we, especially for events, to have two of them, one in each group, the way we split these up on events, guys. But I'll go down next. So, funnily enough, Richard, I work right next to this, and because I work for the retailer B&M, and our head office is two massive warehouses right next to it. Now, unfortunately, at the moment, it's quite well locked down because the hotel is actually being used by the government. We won't get political, and it doesn't bother me in the slightest. But we used to be able to walk through it freely and get to this retail park and speak. But it's quite secure now. But it would, I know what you mean, the history of that area. And I literally live 2 minutes away from it. So it is, there's some really interesting photographs of what's happened over the years here. So, potentially in the future, but at the moment there'd be no chance of doing that just for security reasons. Right, there we go.
Would you ever investigate private properties like in Help My House is Haunted? I mean, we'd never say never, but and we have had a lot of requests to go into private properties to obviously go and investigate. But I know Chris won't mind me saying that we never think that anyone really is an expert in this field, and we definitely are not experts in this field. We go, we film, and then we try and think, well, okay, this is what we've got. We try and make contact. You then decide yourselves, is it paranormal, is it not? So, I mean, in terms of if you wanted help to understand why, or sorry, you wanted help to understand if possibly something was going on in your home, yeah. But I mean, we're not psychics, we're not spiritualists. We wouldn't cleanse your house, we couldn't move things on, or just like we don't conjure things. It's just we go and investigate to see if there is something there or what currently is possibly there. And I mean, again, as well, it's being contacted by maybe someone that we don't know and going to an area that we don't know, taking kit there, and it's just with it just being myself and Chris, it can become a little bit more complicated. And then we obviously do want to film for the channel as well, so it's a bit of a difficult one, really. It would be interesting, and I've had a few people that I know want us to go in and do it, but time-wise, it just never seems to sort of pan out, really.
I mean, as you said, it's our security as well, isn't it? I mean, we literally must have had, in the time we've done this, we must have had 10 messages saying that people, come to me mate's house, this happens, that happens, and it's like, you've got to let people down politely, because it's not what we do. It's not what we're about. And as Adam said, it's time constraints. If you've got those of you that were at Lowlands on Saturday, that's our shortest ever event, and it was a brilliant night. I think everyone will agree. But you're that busy trying to round everyone up because everyone wants to see each other and chat and everything. And if you go to someone's house, they want to spend, and it's understandable, they want to spend 2 hours telling you about the experiences and everything, and you're thinking, I haven't even unpacked the camera yet. And then for obvious reasons, they'd want to follow you around. And I think that was the difference when we went to Greg's old place in Northwich. Those 3 guys were into their paranormal investigations as well. So they kind of knew what we needed to get an episode out of it. So when we turned around and said, can you 3 stay there and let us go off? They were like, yeah, of course, whatever you need from us. And it's hard if somebody else wouldn't understand that and maybe think we were being impolite.
Yeah, I think obviously Amy's nailed it there as well. That places can be difficult, and going once is one thing, isn't it? But you will need to sort of visit multiple times, and just to see if it's trying to get used to a property and used to a building and noises, just like when we go on investigations, isn't it? And try and and then equally you don't want to offend people as well, because they could be having genuine experiences, and then you go in and you don't find anything, which is probably 99% certain. If we ever went into someone's house, not would ever happen, because it's me and you, isn't it? So it's I mean, never say never, as we say, and I'd love to maybe give it a go. It'll be something very, very different, but just I think at the minute we're just trying to get as much as we can sort of filmed for this year, and if there's ever any time, and we could start small, and who knows? Yeah,
exactly. But no, I'll jump on Lisa's here quickly, because we were actually laughing about this before, Lisa. It's like, wondering who's going to ask that question. But I think we both will give a short answer, because we've kind of answered that many times. But I think we both agree it's most haunted originally, and then latterly, the likes of Ghost Adventures, which took it to the next level of not running away from something, running at it. And then we both enjoy Destination Fear.
Yeah,
well,
it's
we did.
It's like that I always say that, that you watch the programs and you think, is it entertainment? Yeah, it's good, but then you then start questioning, is what's real and what's entertainment? And then you kind of think, well, there's only one way to kind of find out, and that's sort of get out there and do it. And like we've always said, it doesn't, take a YouTube channel, it doesn't take a TV production company. You can just go outside and walk around and go somewhere even in the day, and you can investigate yourself, can't you? So anyone can do it.
Yeah, exactly. So now on to Julie's. Julie, it is at the very, very top of the wish list. We're just trying to build up funds because it's not cheap. None of these places are, sadly, and it's one of them. It's you guys can see now with the places we are going to, we don't go there for free. The museum, the ancient ram, all these things. It's like even just buying new equipment and stuff like that. It's all just reinvestment into the channel. But 30 East Drive, it is it's the top of the list for the next well-known one. Is the best way of putting it, mate.
Yeah, I think when we first started this, and it was like, right, okay, if you were to ever go somewhere, and it went, obviously being local, Newsham Park, so that was ticked off. The Ancient Ram, now that's twice, that's ticked off. And obviously the next sort of one that has been on the list, and I have been bugging Chris about this one, is East Drive. But the problem with sort of locations like that is everybody wants to go. And because it's a smaller location, even event companies only have about 10, 12 people, because it is literally a 2 up, 2 down, isn't it? So event companies book 10, 20 weekends a year. So if you were to go, if you went on there now, first of all, there's no chance you get a date this year unless you wanted to go on a random Wednesday. And you'd probably look at even early next year that you'd still be not getting a date secure. So you got to really plan it in advance, and obviously have the money in advance as well. So it is on our list, and believe me, Chris is probably sick of me asking that question as well. So fingers crossed. Hopefully by this time next year, fingers crossed, we've got there and filmed or done something.
Yeah, no, trust me, Julie, and everyone. I more than anyone want him to go to 30 East Drive so he shuts up. But no, and plus, do you know what? It goes back to the last question about Most Haunted. Now, Most Haunted have been there and got certain activity, and it's always good because I think we pride ourselves on the honesty of our investigations. And if you see somebody else do something and you have any little doubts in your head about how they may have recreated that, which is not what I'm saying, by the way, before we get sued, but when you watch people and big programs in these bigger places, you want to go there yourself. And like going to the Ancient Ram, it's like, bloody hell, that's where that happened, that's where that happened. Okay, I can see why that happened now, or that never happened because it couldn't have. And East Drive's another one. We've seen it so many times on different shows. We want to go there ourselves and see what we can find.
Definitely. Or obviously then debunk, or try it.
Exactly.
Not that you go in there, go and trying to go, well, that was fake, that was fake, that was fake, that was fake. But at least you try and put some sort of rationale.
For anyone who's just joined us, by the way, and wondering what the hell a fart ninja is, you'll have to rewind a bit if you've just joined us, and you'll know exactly what a fart ninja is. Someone's got eagle eyes. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
There you go.
Honestly, I wish it could emphasize, the whole thing, Joshy B, but it's there's a lot going into there at the moment, and it's we've been lucky enough to be allowed in to film and see it, and that'll be our next episode, by the way, which will be on the 31st of March. So you will get to see it yourselves, guys, in just a couple of weeks' time.
Although if you are a channel member, you would have already seen it. because we've released an extended version. That it was probably one of the few times that when it went on, Chris and I had a bit of a discussion about the length of it and sort of, you know, what happened, and then realised, well, we need to chop that, and took a fair chunk out, and then thought, well, actually, why don't we just put it on the members channel? So the members have seen it, and there's a different version of that coming out on the 31st. But if you want to see a full version and a full investigation of it, then jump into the channel membership. It's $2.99, and there's loads more extra content on there, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, $2.99 gets you early access to the episodes, guys, and it gets you 10% off one event ticket. So if you come, even if you do the $2.99 version just to get early access, and you come to 6 events in the year, you're going to save more than half your annual fee for being a member. That's how we give back. We'll never take you for granted. $4.99 gets you all the extras, which I have got quite a few coming up. So any guys that are on here that have got the backstage pass, I know we've been a bit threadbare on the members extras recently. I've got them all set aside, but we wanted to get ahead with the episodes. And then I've got quite a few members extras coming up for you. And it's always stuff nobody else has seen, you know that. But as Adam just said, the Griffin one, nobody else is going to see that extended version. We're never going to release it. We've got a chopped down version with about 40 minutes taken out of it, just to keep the flow of the episode. So, Kate, best place. Quite a hard one, that.
It's hard, isn't it? Because most places that we've been, they've all, it's for a particular reason, and it's always nice to go and something happens, or you meet certain people there, or even owners of the property as well. And so every investigation that we've been on has been equally as good. I'm trying to think of one really that, you know, we've done so many. I mean, for me, I think I'd throw the Lizo Lighthouse in there, to be honest, because it was a bit of a, you know, speaking to you about it, to say, right, we're going to throw an event on just before Christmas, before another event as well, because it was a Wirral one. We haven't done a Wirral one for a while. I was like, listen, this will sell, you know, it's such a unique place, and but then we could only have reduced numbers there. Then it turned out there wasn't too many rooms to sort of investigate. It was a completely different type of building and a completely different type of investigation. Went there and done it, really enjoyable. And then to then eventually watch the lock-offs and sort of watch the footage and think, oh my God, you know, this is a really active place. So, and obviously the guys there, the friends at Lizo Lighthouse, that what they also added to the investigation with the information and the knowledge, it's just, I think it just really came together for such a great night, for such a really different place that I don't really think anyone has investigated a property or a building, should I say, like that before. I mean, the way we have that. I mean, the way we've done it with lock-offs and things and night vision, and you know.
I think some of the outdoor locations have been pretty creepy. I mean, you know, funnily enough, me and Suzanne were watching. Sounds really egotistical. This, we were watching our episodes the other night, and as we were flicking through to find one to watch, I was having a little think about when I did Walton Woods on that live. And I think that's the edgiest. I mean, you know, go back to last year. Me and Suzanne went back there one night to do a live and didn't even get to go live because my missus doesn't scare easy. And we had a couple of breaths between us. So, yeah, I mean, sometimes the location you don't expect stuff from. As Adam said, the lighthouse, we just thought, what a fantastic location. And the next thing you know, there's a cat ball rolling across the table. And, you know, noises and REM pods going off and relevant names coming through. Eric Johnson, I mean, bloody hell. You know, to have that come through between the two apps. So sometimes it's the places you least expect. So Phil, Camel Laird would be amazing. It's such a big site and so much has gone on.
It would, and I mean, most Haunted did do that, and it was really, really fascinating, Joe, to see it sort of on the doorstep, and that would be a dream. And when we're throwing things in like this, if you know anyone at Camel Airs or you know anyone at these locations, drop them a message and say, get these lads in. You know, they're all right. But that would be brilliant. And obviously, it would take me 2 minutes to get home as well, so even better.
Well, funnily enough, if I could get a boat, I can jump in the river at the end of our road and I'll be with you. But no, funnily enough, guys, we were laughing about that before. If any of you guys do know of a decent location, or you've got any connections in local councils or something like that, where there's old libraries and stuff, they're just looking for a little dropsy to put money back into it. You know, we're open to any suggestion, and then we'll do our little own research and make our minds up. But yeah, it is. It's usually things just fall into our lap. Sometimes it's quite interesting. So I'm just scrolling down everyone's comments, guys. So there is, for anyone who hasn't seen our merch store, I have put it in the chat a couple of times. And at the moment, there's 20% off the whole store as well. We are working behind the scenes on some new ones. One in particular, which is ready to go, but you haven't seen the episode yet.
No. It gets to a point, doesn't it, where we think, oh, we might need some new things, and then it just like with the last stuff, I sat there one night and just went, what about this, and I threw about 40 things at Chris, and then he just works his magic and the stuff goes on there. So yeah, half term is coming up very soon, so I'll probably lash about another 60 things on to
I mean, funny enough, would that happen to be one of our merch store things that you're wearing there, Mr. Billing?
Well, yes, it is actually. So let's just puff my chest out there. It's actually one of the first sort of catchphrases that I ever coined. That some Spirit Box banter, and it does actually have Haunted Scouts just there in the little thing that you won't be able to see. But
it's the little details, isn't it? Yeah,
it is. Yeah.
I mean, I'm rocking the polo shirt with the Ghost in the Machine. This one, sadly, is no longer on sale because it wasn't clear enough. But I was just showing you it because it looks cool. Got the mug, got the bag. I'm literally wearing the whole Ghost in the Machine merch setup tonight. I could have mixed it up a bit, but
well, there's a fair few lucky people there with a Ghost in the Machine on the back as well, isn't there? From our new supplier.
Actually, yeah. The new hoodies have got that on the back, yeah. Right, so where are we going now? Have we run out of questions already? Right. Karen, Chilwell Abbey pub and church over the road are supposed to have an adjoining tunnel. Could be right, as the history of both gone back, as you know. Yeah, I mean, bloody acre. It's bloody great. Yeah, it's such an interesting place, that.
The thing is, though, we were that close to getting in Chilwell Abbey, weren't we?
We were. Literally, the manager of the pub really did want us to go in. And it's unfortunately his area manager was against the idea, which is unfortunate. You know, it's because it is supposed to be a haunted pub, and yeah, it was one of them ones that we missed out on. Thankfully, life's back to normal, and it's which is brilliant. But we just missed out on that one. Yeah. So I'm trying to see. Let me know if I've missed anything, by the way, mate.
I'm just sort of letting you do all the work here, to be honest.
There we go.
Just watching the comments come through, yeah.
Do you believe or have some belief in places being cursed or objects being cursed? Right. Now that brings us on to a hot topic, if you like. Can an object be haunted? And again, it goes back to, can you pick something up from a charity shop or off eBay and it brings with it an attachment? And obviously we've all seen, we won't say which channels and whatever, we've all seen the infighting in the paranormal about who's got the most haunted doll and things like that. And it's who's to say who's got what. It's, if, as we always say, and we know Amy's an advocate of this, is the same as we are, it's para unity. everybody's got the right to say, like, we've got a music box that has been moved by something, and it's just a music box that plays a creepy tune and something moved it. There's no attachment to the music box because it sat in front of me there. And trust me, my wife wouldn't allow it in the house if she thought there was an attachment to the music box. It's just an object that attracted the spirit on that night at Peter Cavanagh's, which, yeah.
I think it's. I mean, it's interesting. Obviously, we've been to Stoke, haven't we? We've been to the Haunted Museum there, and looking round there and all the artifacts and things and the stories attached to it. There, it's just, yeah, it's one that I don't know. I haven't got an answer for, but it really is sort of fascinating when we were walking around it and chatting to the guys there. It is just, yeah, it's an interesting thing, and obviously the evidence that they're throwing up and presenting, it's how that many sort of haunted artifacts or things that from history in one place, it probably does sort of kind of bring a weird energy or a bit of a vibe to it. So
yeah, exactly. Sorry, I'll just pop this up. Sorry, Emma, was so late. Wait, better late than never. I could see the same for popping up your comments. So hope you're well, and hope Bobby's doing okay. So, funnily enough, I mentioned Peter Cavanagh's there. I think now's a decent time to talk about what people might want to watch on the telly on Saturday.
Yeah, match of the day. But yeah, just before match of the day, anyway. Yeah, finally, it has been on Discovery Plus. You could stream it, and then it was released over in America. But finally, what we filmed with the guys at Back to Back Productions, Unexplained Caught on Camera, it's coming to really. So it's Channel 17 on Freeview, and it started last week, last Saturday. And funnily enough, Moxley was on it, or George, as you might not know who he is, but yeah, that was Moxley's episode, and he was on doing his thing, which was brilliant. And yeah, we're actually on it this Saturday at 10 o'clock, and it's our 2 investigations of Peter Cavanagh's.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. I'm being mainstream TV this time, guys. We know a lot of you haven't even seen it because unless you had. I just happened to have 6 months free of Discovery Plus. Otherwise, I wouldn't have seen the program that I was on. And the frustration was when you wanted to skip through, no offense meant to the other people on it, but obviously you want to see what you look like and what they say about your footage as well. And you couldn't see on our telly where you were up to, so you had to keep going back and forward. At least now you can just skip it on the Sky remote or however you're watching it. But yeah, well, if we can find all the links, we'll throw them all up. But no, it's a big thing for us.
No, definitely, and it was just interesting, wasn't it? Filming, for proper telly, for one of a better word for saying. But yeah, that's episode 2, isn't it? And then you will actually see us again on it because we're just so great. And episode 5, you'll see us tackle Woolton Hall and the evidence that we got from there, and it's put forward to the experts, Barry Guy, Dr. Kieran O'Keefe, and
Jane Harris.
Yeah. So, and it lets them have a little look at what we do and what they say, and we don't want to spoil it, but it was really good.
Yeah, exactly. So, sorry, I'll just pop this up from Phil. Phil, we asked about Fort Perch Rock and got a very impolite reply. I'll be honest enough to say that. The person who replied just put their initial, didn't even put the name, were very impolite in it. And I'm not about all that. I was very polite in the email, like me and Adam always are. If we're making an attempt to get in somewhere, we're so polite in the email, touching base. You guys know when you're in metas and you watch us, we appreciate everyone and everything. And we have got manners. And sadly, the email that came back was not interested in anything like that, and then just put an initial. Come on, wouldn't have hurt. considering I've been to something there, and they advertise all these paranormal things there, scare nights and everything, and but they don't want to hire it out for paranormal.
I think it was the only, I think, major disappointing thing about that was because of COVID and things that happened, it had been shut down completely.
Yeah.
And then they were just talking about maybe trying to get things going again and trying to get, people to realise that it's starting to open back up and get things in there. And we thought, well, actually, what a great way if we can come in and do something, which, like, we've been everywhere. Your company goes on, we interview you, you absolutely sell what you do here, and it all helps. And then usually the Echo very kindly pick up on that because we've got good links there. So it's all kind of free advertisement really, and that's what we want to do. Yeah, we do get something out of it by doing what we love doing and investigating, but primarily it was to support them, and it was quite just disappointing, especially one for me being on the doorstep.
Yeah.
And the history of Wallasey and New Brighton. Yeah, bit sad, but who knows what the future holds.
Right, so Julie, do you ever do the Ouija board? No, never is the short answer. Yeah, I made a promise to the wife because we do believe in it. So a Ouija board is not something you will ever see on an episode, and it's not something you'll ever see in the events either, because it's not what we do. We've got more than enough in the 2.5 years we've been doing this without using one than having to use one and having to do what other teams do. And we're not knocking teams that do it. It's just it's just not for us.
I don't mind.
Yeah,
I don't mind. I would do one if it was anywhere else, and I'd give it a go. But it's always, I'm never focused on what's coming through. I'm more focused on the people that you're doing it with, because I think when you do things like that, you really do need to have sort of that implicit trust that no one's sort of moving things or pushing it or edging it, and it's hard, isn't it? But it's an interesting bit of kit, but yeah, unfortunately, it's just something that we don't use and we don't do.
Yeah, so just bring Joshies up there. So you've been there with the guys at the Griffin, mate, and it's a sensational place, and we're really looking forward to helping them promote it when it's all done. We're back there soon to see them ourselves, so we're looking forward to seeing what's going on. And then when they say we can help them promote it, we will, because it's going to be such a brilliant place within the city. Yeah, we can't wait to see what they've done with it.
Yeah, there's definitely 1 or 2 spots in there that we need to give a little bit more time to, just for some of the things that did happen. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to sort of going back to hear their stories and what sort of happened since we've gone. And then hopefully, try and capture, even more evidence to sort of back up what we did the first time when we were there as well.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just I'm scrolling down to catch up with your questions, guys, so bear with me. I'll let Adam sing a song or something. Here's one.
Oh, sorry. Just entertain yourselves for a minute.
Short answer, no. Longer answer, no.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I think what it was before was it's an interesting place in Chester. I love Chester, being a primary school teacher and doing a lot of stuff there, with the Romans and going to Chester a lot and going on school trips and things. Chester it's a brilliant place with so much history to it. But I think it's for people that maybe want to experience something different, that's something that's not out there at the minute. If you want to go and stay in a hotel and maybe jump in and involve yourself, that, you know, good luck. But I think it's it's not sort of for us, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think my honest take on it is, as Adam just said, if you want to experience something, then can't knock the guys for how they've set it all up, and they've put a lot of time, effort, and money into it, and for that reason alone, they deserve the success. However, I would rather investigate a hotel that is a hotel. I would rather go to a building like that rather than a building that's now being adapted to have. It's basically a Farmageddon walkthrough experience of different things, and if that's what you want to go into, then fine, you'll get an experience out of it. But if you want a paranormal investigation, I think once you've adapted the place to that point, then that's why we don't do, and I mentioned Farmageddon, that's why we don't do any jump scares. If you come out with us on a event, there's no jump scares. Everyone that is going to be in that room has just walked in at the same time as you. So it depends on what you want. And I'm not saying they do jump scares, but it's set up specifically to give you the experience.
Who knows? Secret recipe there. But yeah, I think to mirror what Amy's saying there, I would have loved to have done it before. It's sort of, I don't want to use the word gimmicky, but I think it was a really interesting place before the need for the theatrics around it. But yeah, it's doing really, really well. They're sort of, you know, for what they're doing. So yeah, best of luck to them. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't think we'll be there soon.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, definitely agree, Amy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know people who've been there, Amy, same thing, and spoke to the manager at the time, and he talked about when Most Haunted went there and everything. So it did have its hauntings. It's not the hauntings are not are not refuted. You know, it's just what it's become is not right for us. That's not something we do, because you kind of like, you're ushered into where you can investigate, and you're not allowed to make your own mind up where you're going to go and what you're going to do.
Yeah.
But again, as Phil's just said there, it's full of loads of objects and haunted claims attached to it. Goes back to the haunted dolls, Phil. It's like, why can't there be more than one? And, you know, at the end of the day, the publicity they all got over that was fantastic. But, you know, we're all in it for the same reason, and that's to try to find proof of life after death. And whatever that proof is, one person's proof is another person's dispute, and it's no one. The day when someone comes up with irrefutable evidence, it will never happen, because someone's always going to have a difference of opinion, whether it's equipment, hauntings, captures, locations. So what else have we got? Try and cast our minds back to this. I mean, aside from the camera.
I mean, I'd go back further, about 37 years ago, when, you know, you were born, you got these and you got them as well. I mean, that aside, obviously, you know, it's always your eyes and your ears are your best bits of kit on any investigation, and you sort of do get a little bit overwhelmed with, you know, what's in Baldy Spotty bag sometimes, and what's going to come out next, and let's get this and let's get that. And sometimes there is, you know, do you know what, why don't we just sit here for 10, 15 minutes, half an hour, even an hour sometimes, and it's just, let's just listen and just see. And
yeah,
you know, they've been really sometimes some of the best ones, haven't they? And we're sort of seeing that a lot more recently. That, you know, we're coming away from a lot of the kit and just sort of doing some raw kind of investigating, which, you know, we're getting some good results.
I think, and to be honest, to answer the question fully, I think apart from cameras, I think the first major piece of kit we got was the S-Box, wasn't it? That kind of added something into us, apart from apps on the phone, which we just download to actually purchase.
We had the SB7s, didn't we?
SB7,
and then obviously, we kind of upgraded to the S-Box, and then from there it just kind of spiraled into 70 odd bits of kit. And obviously, if you come on any events, you see it's like trying to get in and out of buildings with about 700 different boxes and things. It's luckily we've got people like Mark, like our little roadie there, who comes and helps us carry things in and out. And
so I'll come back to Emma's question. Paul's just put up, so really channel 142 on Sky, so you can all go and set your reminders.
Or 17 on Freeview if you haven't got Sky. Yeah.
We haven't got an aerial on the roof, so we can't get Freeview. It's great round here. It'd probably blow off anyway. I did try to get in there a couple of times, Emma, in the last 3 years, to be honest, even before Haunted Scouts with Ghost Quest, and we were looking for locations, and they just it's not something they're interested in, unfortunately, and I understand why, because it's it's a community cinema. It would be interesting because it's I think it might be the oldest one in Liverpool now, but yeah, unfortunately that was another no-go.
Looks like we had a few there as well. Sorry. We were quite close to getting into a few of the museums, weren't we? Pre sort of lockdown as well, and then obviously a lot of different things happened, and it's just it's always the case with us. It's like so near but yet so far, and we kind of have we'll see what we can do, and progress is made, and then the rug's kind of pulled from underneath us, isn't it? And we've had some really belting ones, unfortunately, that have just kind of fell away at the last minute, and we did have a few good museums. But again, never say never.
And I'll just pop this one up. So, Mark, thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Mark.
Yeah, honestly, much appreciated. Honestly. So Amy knows. And if you don't know, well, I don't know. I couldn't even direct you to it.
I know. I mean, I'd say meow, but then people might just think it's just because it's a cat toy.
Yeah. But again, it goes back to the whole thing. Just let us all enjoy trying to bring you some entertainment and be as transparent as possible, or not. It depends on the team. We only surround ourselves with people who share our desire to be transparent. Sorry, Simon of Amy.
Fuming there.
I thought they were the jammy wagon wheels. Do you know what? Right. For those that didn't come to the event on Saturday, Chris bought the wrong wagon wheels, according to Amy. I got the orange ones. I thought I'd picked up the jammy ones, but apparently they've got bits in. So, Amy, I apologise. I will get the jammy ones for Mill Street Barracks. So I'm just there. Chrissy, thank you very much. Honestly, thank you.
To say anything we get, it all goes back in, doesn't it? It's not sort of, there's a loaf of bread and a pint of milk, which is probably over that price now anyway, to be honest. let's face it. But it all gets reinvested for kit, locations.
Exactly. Well, that's how we're managing to get these bigger and better locations for events as well, guys, because we're dropping our profit margin drastically. We could have easily priced our Nugent Park tickets at £60 and still sold out, because it still would have been cheaper than everybody else. But by dropping it right down to £50 for those, not only did it sell out within an hour, but it just, when we looked at the list of who's coming, out of the 30 people that are coming, 24 of you have been before, and that's just that is a source of great pride that you want to come back again and again. Saturday night was the same, wasn't it, mate? It's I've seen Paul commenting further up. So Paul, let me know if you get. I've sent you hat, so let me know if you get it. By the way, Paul will be another person rocking the merch soon with his beanie hat. Perfect timing with this weather.
Yeah, I mean, on Newsham, because we know it's such a great location. It's such an expensive location. Well worth it, but it was a bit of a risk for us to try and to hire it, and it was that many people wanted us to get in there and investigate it. And now I think we've sort of gone one better and actually hired the place for ourselves for the night, and inviting people along, and there's potential, maybe going forward to get it again. So, if you do want to come to Newsham Park, or you think we should try and get another date in, you'll have to let us know, because we need to know there's a bit of a demand for it first, because it is quite a hefty deposit and quite a hefty higher fee as well. So we need to know if the interest would be there first, and
So I'm going, let me just...
Thanks, Amy.
Amy, thank you so much, honestly.
In all honesty, Amy, I always try and do yours, but every time I jump in one of your chats, I think I get gifted a free sub or something like that. So I'm just rocking I've watched all your stuff because it's free. So we will become a member. These tight scouts.
Paul's got his hat. So I need to get more beanie hats now, because Paul's got the last beanie hat. I've only got baseball caps left in the box now. So I did something up there. I'm scrolling up to find it again. There it is.
I mean, short answer, no, for me. That's kind of it. No.
Adam's still waiting for that particular experience. I have been lucky enough to see a ghost twice in my life. One, which is how we met, which if you do want to see that, rather than me regale the story, it's actually, if you go over to the Ghost Quest TV YouTube channel and look for my first ghost story, and that's the first episode me and Adam ever did together. And rather than me tell you about it, I think it was Lynn Fox further up mentioned about the rally, the old nuke. Watch that episode, guys. And Ben Redhead, who runs Ghost Quest TV, gave us our start. He had a big camera. I mean, it's a big camera. It's like the size of our cases that we carry around. So it's brilliant quality. So it's just go and watch that, and you'll find out all about my first ghost story. Yeah, that's the bed. Honestly, it's not on for long, so you don't have to listen to me for too long.
I feel like it's going to turn into some sort of Shutter Island moment in about 10 years, and it turns out Chris has been a ghost all this time, and I've been working with one or something. It's just proper flipped on its head. So yeah, fingers crossed.
So we'll take Daniel's.
Yes.
Yeah, we have. And the guys that watch regularly will know that's all we're going to say. For two reasons, Daniel. One, we need to keep the location secret so we don't get followed there. And two, it just gives everyone something to look forward to. It's and sometimes we've got a lot going on, working behind the scenes to get locations, but we've already filmed enough episodes to go through to September, and that's one episode every 3 weeks. So that tells you how busy we've been.
Yeah, and free. Every time we say it, we jinx it, and something happens. So we try and keep it quiet until we've at least gotten our foot in the door and filmed it. So
yeah.
But yeah, definitely. Obviously, we got the Mill Street Barracks event coming up. That we love going back there and seeing Jamie and Jonathan, Marie. which will be good, and then that will lead us into something really, really good in May. That
exactly.
I can't wait for. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
So to touch on Amy's, who knows? You never know. It'd have to be the right place because, I mean, if it's going to be a sleepover, you want to get some kip. I snore terrible as well, and I'll be the first to own up to that. And do you really want to be, sleeping in the same building as me? So
turn into a Netflix documentary, won't it? Be sitting there like, just he was snoring really loud, so I had to.
Yeah,
and then it's all captured on multiple lock-offs, and that's when our one niche thing about what we do is my downfall, because it's captured on multiple angles. Me smothering you.
He was found with his glasses on the floor and cat balls embedded in his head. That'd be pretty creepy. That if you walked in a room, seeing cat balls flashing, and he was stuck in someone's head. So I tell you what, we will get round to now, then, mate.
Yeah, I think that's kind of your 5-minute warning. We've got, what is it, about 12 people
that
literally, guys, be in a competition.
If you're in this chat with us now, and it looks like there's 29 people in it now, we so far on the spreadsheet, I've got 12 names, and we've been running this for 2.5 months. Now, either people don't want to come to Mill Street Barracks for free, or Facebook keeps hiding the notifications of it. So,
or people are just buying tickets from all these random spammers who have got 4 tickets available because they can't go, and 3 tickets because they've had an emergency. Honestly, you'd think it was a stadium tour we were doing here. About 700 tickets that we were selling. Yeah.
And let me just flash that up. Yes, orange wagon wheels are a thing.
Delta name that, by the way.
I know. Yeah, but orange wagon wheels are actually a thing. Yeah, see, we're getting the big up now on the. But yeah, so if you do want to be in the draw, let us know, and I will add your name to the draw, and then I've got a random number generator on my phone that we will do live within the next half an hour. And within the next 10 minutes, we'll do the draw, actually.
Yeah. Obviously, The Apprentice is on at 9, isn't it? So I know people are wanting to get, not me, but certain people.
Oh, not you, no, of course not. But I'm just going to turn my camera a bit, guys, because we know that some of you may be thinking, hang on, you promised us that at the Mill Street Barracks one, we'd get a free Easter egg.
We're too good. We're too good to you, honestly.
So just for those that were kind of wondering, was it going to be a Cadbury's cream egg? No, would we do that to you? I'll just tease them with a mini egg just in shot there, mate. I'll tease you with a mini egg just in shot.
Obviously, just on that point there, you can still enter, and obviously, if you've already bought a ticket, you're just sort of kind of being credit for that. So if you wanted to roll it over to another event, then you can do. Isn't that right?
It is.
Sure, that's what we said, isn't it? Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just going to bring up Mike's comments here because I don't know what kind of night he's after there. But Mike, no, we're not doing that. No.
Well, I think that's a shame, to be honest, because it would be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Hey, you can't pull the wool over my eyes that easy. Hey.
I bet Mike's feeling a bit sheepish now, isn't he? Eh?
Yeah. See, I thought you might have actually threw something in there that I'm mutton dressed as lamb or something like that as well. Being old. So, but we know what you meant, Mike. We know what you meant.
You'll see along the top now. You've lost a member, and it'll. Nah, he knows we're only messing. Yeah, so there's a few more in there, Chris. Hope you got your pen and paper ready.
Yeah, I'm just on the spreadsheet now. I'm trying to multitask and actually still see what's going on. So if I put the spreadsheet covering your face on the chat, then I'm fine.
Oh, lovely.
So you'll have to excuse me, guys. I'm going down the rows.
Yeah, I'll just waffle then. Obviously, on Kaz's comment there, it's I think Mill Street 4 it's one of those places. It's definitely one that we've done a lot, and it did get to a point. I think after the third time we went back, we thought, right, it might just be a bit of a, we'll maybe cool off and we'll give it another few months and maybe come back. But first and foremost, Jamie and Jonathan, who were there, it's just you can't not go for them. It's just such a great night. We have such good banter with them. If you haven't already, the Access Paranormal, jump over to them and have a little look at what they do. Something again completely different. They do a lot of podcasts and interviews of so many different paranormal channels as well, and it'll kind of open your eyes to the paranormal on YouTube to realise how many different sort of teams are out there. But yeah, we the last time we went back, we got some absolutely brilliant activity in the cellar. When we just went to have a little interview with Jamie and Jonathan, and then we thought, you know what, we need to come back and do another full invest. And obviously Amy and Moxley were there last time with us as well, and we did something with them, and again, even more absolutely superb evidence. So it's one I'm looking forward to going back. We know it well, so we can just kind of get the cameras set up and just get going and enjoy the night. So
yeah, exactly. I am listening to you, mate. I'm just keeping on scrolling. Looks a bit more respectable now. We're up to 20.
That's not too bad, is it? Yeah, quite a few people there. Love for Jamie and Jonathan. I mean, that would be an interesting one, wouldn't it? Love to if it was an hour away. I think the fact that it's such a drive, I don't even think I'd be up for hosting, to be honest. It's, by the time we get down there and we've been in the same car, we're kind of sick of each other by the time we get halfway through an invest. So it would be a really, really tough one. I'd love to do it because it's such a great location, and I'd plan to take maybe about 5 people at the very, very most to have a really intimate night and location there. But it's I think it's just too far, isn't it?
Exactly. I don't know whether you showed that before, by the way. But yeah, Baron von Rimmer, you can, you do make us laugh, mate.
It's when we do that flash mob moment at Kaz and Mike's wedding, and it turns into a paranormal investigation instead of like a dance. Everything stops and we just get the kids out and start investigating.
No, just Chrissy, I think it was. It was quite nice to sneak them two in the pitch black at Mill Street Barracks because let's face it, they were late. We'd already started. But no, it was brilliant. Sneaking them in with just the torch on the floor, and then that moment of realization of who was suddenly sat on the end of the row when they had recognized the accents. But yeah, Amy and Moxley are just two brilliant people, and we were watching Moxley in a tent last night. Literally, going out exploring, and he's got his little tent now as well to sit in, and that's dedication. And the same with yourself, Amy, the places that you go out to, literally, I should have wore a hat, more merch, but hats off to you.
Right. Do you think we should crack on then?
Yeah, so I think literally, as everybody who's in the chat had the chance to throw the name down, I've added everybody that has said they want to be in it. A lot of yous were already in it, so don't be panicking that way. So yeah, so I've actually got 19 people. So and I'm just double checking. And as Adam said, if you are in the chat and you are coming to Mill Street Barracks, then you can win one place for another event in the future. So you can still enter the prize draw, even if you've bought a ticket.
Not too bad for a man, Jamie.
Yeah.
No, she's all right, honestly. And the next one that we do, we're definitely going to have you somewhere, maybe like down here to the rose between two thorns, as we say.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can add a bit of class to the chat.
So, but yeah, so okay, so yeah, Josh, I've added you in. So yeah, so for those that aren't coming to Mill Street and you're in the chat, you have to be available for Saturday, the 8th of April. This is non-transferable unless you've already purchased the ticket, in which case it is.
And you have to be over 18 to come as well. Just
well
to throw
added, Mr. Billing. Well. Is it too late to enter? No, it's not, Chris. There's Maggie. Look at me mum after the freebie there.
Yeah, we'd have to probably do it after the watershed there, if Amy comes on.
Right, so this is gonna so I just noticed. So we'll put this one up first, so we put it into context. So Chris is asked to enter. So yeah, okay, I'll open the app. But yeah, on this one, it's gonna have to be a bit on trust, guys, because it's on. Unless, shall I read through the names and the numbers?
You can do that if you want, or I can do it from my end, because I haven't got a clue who's on where on this. To be honest, though, I know that there was 12 before we started, and then how many is there now?
There's 22.
If you want to read, I think if you read out who's what, that probably would be fair.
Yeah,
I think.
And have you got a random number generator?
Yeah, just go on Google and do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Sound. So I will read through now. So guys, I'll read through the names and the numbers now. So we got number 1, Mark Chester, number 2, Mike Rimmer, number 3, Amy Folks. Then we got number 4, Kaz. Number 5 is I think an Instagram one, Wolf Rose Music, because we were running this on Instagram as well. Then we got number 6, Jen Helen. Number 7, Sue Waring. Number 8, Julie Keel. Number 9, Tabitha. Number 10, Paranormal Penny Pinchers. Number 11, Chrissy. Number 12, Becky Hughes. Number 13 is Amy Shadowhunters. 14 is Debbie Linden. 15 is Lisa Tarling. 16, Phil Hayden. 17 is The Doc. 18 is Karen Parsons. 19, Paul Roberts. 20 is Chris Tarling, who may or may not be babysitting that night. 21 is me mum, Maggie. And number 22 is Joshy. And that is everyone that is in the chat. So if you've got 1 to 22 ready, mate.
Yeah, let's just say I've got it up there. I haven't put numbers in yet, so it's on 0.
Yeah.
So number 1 to, what was the number?
1 to 22.
22. Okay. Can you see that there? So 1 to 22. Yeah. Okay. Let's try and get it in shot when I press it. 15.
15. 15 is Lisa Tarling.
There we go.
So,
well done. Was that me saying as well? Did Lisa say she wasn't have a good night because she was coming anyway?
yeah, exactly. So no, Lisa, honestly, well done. So if you're, you because you are already coming to an event, it's you do yours carries over, and that's the fair way we do it, guys. If you're loyal to us in that way, that you've already put your names down. Sorry, I've just seen Chris's one then. Mate, I feel your pain. Although she could give the free ticket to you.
Yeah, well done. It's been a while since we've done a bit of a giveaway, but it's Easter, isn't it? And it's a great place, Mill Street, and yeah, fingers crossed we'll do another bit of a draw. Oh, do you know what? Don't we always do a second place? Have we got anything else? We always do something else, don't we? As a bit of a consolation. Baseball Have we got any hats there, or?
I've got baseball caps.
Do a draw for that if you want.
I'll tell you what, we'll do a second one for a baseball cap and one cap ball.
The broken one that I stood on. Right, let's see. So it'll be, I'll do 1 to 22 again, but then obviously if it's 15, then it can't be Lisa, if you understand. So 0.
Hang on. Right, before you start, right, so because this is a prize draw now, so Nutmeg, Pud and Emily, because obviously I can't post this out. So let's put, if you're in the chat, then no, Chris, Lisa's not winning this one as well. She can't. Not having both prizes. Christ, no one would ever come back. Here's Steve, always late to it. Steve Bean, he just missed out on the chance for a free ticket. He wants another hat. Right, so anybody else in the chat who wants a chance to win a baseball cap?
Going once, going twice. Yeah, I think that's everyone.
Right, so we're now up to 25.
25.
Yeah, because we've now added Nutmeg, Pud. Oh yeah, I'm gone. No, 26, just in time there. So I'll just give it a couple of seconds because there's always a
there's a bit of a delay, isn't it?
So I've added in Phil Riley because you've been in the chat with us all night, mate. And Richard Barrow, you want to go in? I'll say this one, guys, is for a baseball cap and a cap ball. So if there's anybody else in the chat, you need Facebook or YouTube, you need to put a comment in so that we can, we're up to 26 now, mate. Here we go. Elliot's in, 27.
So popular. It's weird, isn't it, that so many people don't want to spend any time with us face to face, but they'd like a hat. We're not insulted. It's I wouldn't want to be in a room with us for 8-9 hours. I'd rather just take the hat.
Julie wants a baseball cap to go with the beanie hat she won last time. So just making sure that I've got everybody in it who's already asked. So now we're up to number 28, mate.
Okay. Right.
Right. So if number 15 comes out, no, not happening.
So obviously reset it, put 0 and 0. So 1 to, what was it? Sorry, 20.
1 to 28.
28. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try and get generating there.
21. And 21. 21, and I swear this isn't fixed, is Margaret Cummings.
Oh, that's going to be...
That's controversial, that isn't
that
it?
is a pretty controversial one. I'm not saying anything.
Oh dear.
But well done, other than, yeah, well done. That's what we should say.
Should we do one more?
Go on then.
Go on, I've got a couple of caps there. Mum, don't worry, you're still getting a baseball cap and a cap ball.
Okay, so
right, so we're still up to 28. Now this time 21 and 15 can't win.
28.
23 is Nutmeg and Pud.
There you go. Happy days. Well done.
Mother, would I do that? Oh, you couldn't make that up. But yeah,
it's always good to have some new names as well winning. So well done.
Yeah, exactly. But
and also some old ones too. But, yeah.
So what I would say, so the Chronicles of Nutmeg and Pud. Where are? There we go. Oh, sorry, mate, you put it up and I took it off. Oh, I'm gone. Where's it gone? There. Sorry. All right, you do it.
Thank you. There we go.
There we go. Sorry, we were both clicking at the same time. No, you are welcome. Listen, thank you for joining us for the chat. But yeah, now we need to ask, because you're on YouTube. Have you got a Facebook or an Instagram account? Because obviously, I don't want you to put your address in this chat. You see.
Or you can drop us an email.
Yeah.
As you can see, the email address is there, scrolling along the bottom. You can send us your address via email if you want, and we can sort that out for you.
Yeah, yeah, Instagram, yeah. Yeah, if you can find us on Instagram, perfect. Drop us a private message on Instagram, or as Adam said, drop us an email with your address, and I'll get that posted off to you this week. So what I would say is, give me 1 second, mate, and I will be back. Because I need to find out which cap. In fact, no, I can do this easier. It's
keep us in suspense.
Or can I? No, I can't actually. I thought I could put a picture up. I don't think I can. Or can I? No. Basically, you've got 3 choices. You've got light grey, dark grey, or black. So if I will make sure I put a picture up so you can decide which one, because the picture does them well. Actually, I should have had them next to me. Margie, you know what they look like, so you can choose yours, and you got to wear it at Mill Street Barracks, by the way. But yeah, honestly, congratulations to all the winners. But yeah, I think that's as good a place as any to box it off, so you can go and watch The Apprentice, mate.
I know. What can I say? It's my Thursday night fix, but yeah, it's been a bit of a different one tonight, but it's good. It's good. So many of you have jumped on and thrown a load of questions at us. Honestly, it's if it wasn't for you, we would still do this, but would probably fall out more because we just have each other to talk to. So it's nice to have a fair few names and familiar names and new names to sort of bounce off, and yeah, it just makes us feel really truly blessed that we've got so many people that watch us and participate and come to these events and actually want to win a free hat, but probably going to end up it's, I don't know, is it nearly bonfire night? Is it going on the guy or what? But it's always good to have.
Yeah, we are as we said at the end of the Williamson Tunnels episode, we are planning to do this once a month, and if I've got clips to show, then we'll share some clips with you. If not, it's just nice to get you all together on it'll be a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday night, and just a random night in the week, and just have a catch up. And hopefully next time we can get Amy Shadow Hunters on as well.
Definitely, and obviously we got the episode coming out on the 31st. Did you say, was it?
Yes.
So the 31st of this month, our next episode will hit. But yeah, I think from the events there will definitely be a little bit more, because it'll be a much more relaxed one. I think we'll definitely do a live from Mill Street in one form or another, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. There'll be something from there, because I think it's one of those nice sort of places where people can kind of go off and do their thing, and we've no pressure. We can kind of relax a little bit and maybe do an hour.
Thanks, Chris. Honestly, much appreciated. Yeah, exactly. No, I agree. Mill Street Barracks is such a great place. We know it so well now. We literally, and to be honest, again, looking at the guest list, everyone coming knows it so well that we can really relax. It's great going back to a place like that sometimes, because it takes the pressure off. But yeah, just again, you can ping it through the email address, Joshy.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to send the file through to us. Yeah. And
obviously, if you know any locations or any sort of leads or things, or even if you just want to ask a few questions about whatever, we're very, very responsive. One of us will reply. Obviously, if it's a really short comment with quite a sarky answer, it's me. If it's an in-depth sort of proper answer, it's Chris. So when you see the shorter ones, just think, I'll wait for Chris to see that, and I'll speak to him.
Exactly. Hi, Jace. You okay, mates? We give you guys a shout out earlier on, by the way. We were talking about investigating houses. But yeah, as Adam just said, honestly, guys, we do try to reply to every comment, but we work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and it's, if we don't get to it straight away, then one of us will. So whilst sometimes we might just give a thumbs up and a like or a heart on things, when we get a chance, we literally do troll through them all and try to give you all a reply, because we pride ourselves on that, because let's face it, we wouldn't be sat here now wearing surrounded by our own stuff if it wasn't for the support of you guys. So it really does mean a lot.
And I mean, the sheer willpower of sitting next to all those Easter eggs, I don't know what's going to happen if they were in my house. They'd be gone, mate.
That's why they're not in your That's why they're not in your house. But yeah, so yeah, the Easter eggs have been collected, guys. So we were we weren't bluffing about that. But yeah, it's I'm just making sure we haven't missed any major comments, but we'll just put that one up. No, listen, thanks, Soul Seekers. It's always means a lot when other paranormal teams jump in the chat as well and enjoy what we're talking about and enjoy what we do. But yeah, Mill Street's fantastic. Yeah, it really is a great location, and you will get looked after by the guys.
Just lastly on events, we've still got 3 tickets left for Hack Green, which is our Halloween event in October.
Yeah.
And we are sort of actively looking for 1, maybe 2 more around maybe July, August, possibly September, sort of that range. So we are looking for maybe 1 or 2 more as well before the year's out. But we've done really, really well on the events this year, and I think it shows because people are coming to them and they're selling out. And yeah, Hack Green is going to be another great one, isn't it? So
exactly, we're probably going to try and wedge one in November, because it's nice and dark, and it gives you guys plenty of time as well. That's what we always say. Once you've put your deposit down, then that's why we try to give you as much advance notice about the events as possible, because it takes the pressure off you guys, because we know times are hard. So yeah, we do try to do that, and we're actively looking behind the scenes, just to try and find the best places we can, and where possible, accessible places as well, so everybody can come and join us. That's what we pride ourselves on, like Lowlands Mansion. Seen a few years up the top asking, would we go back there? Potentially, yeah. Potentially, the unfortunate thing is we had such a time constraint, and we can't really relax into it. So there is a potential to go back there if we can get a bit of wriggle room on the price, because it was a lot of money for something that was 2 hours shorter than we usually get for that type of money. But yeah.
Well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Obviously, get yourselves over, if you are on YouTube anyway, have a little look at some of the other content that's on there. And if you are new and have hit the channel membership, you can get yourself onto watching our episode on the Dock Road, can't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And obviously, just a quick one on Amy's just asked there. It's the Saturday, the 21st of October is Hat Green. And that literally, as Adam said, we've got 3 tickets left, and they are the only 3 we've got left on sale at the moment, and they will sell out fast. But as you've seen at the bottom, become a channel member, get all the free content that comes with the channel membership, and get 10% off your ticket. So literally, if you get a membership, buy a ticket for Hat Green, get your first month's membership back.
Yeah. You save in the long run. You save about a penny, really, and obviously you get all the content as well on the channel. So it's a win-win, really, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But Hat Green Bunker is in Nantwich in Cheshire, so it's about an hour away from Liverpool and the Wirral. It's as you know, we went there, and it's an easy drive. It really is. But apart from that, listen, Saturday night, guys, if you can, and you haven't already seen Unexplained Court on camera, we're looking forward to seeing it again ourselves, because it's literally, because we had to watch it on a streaming service, we had to watch it through the actual TV. It's going to be brilliant, and it is a proud moment for us. It's it's the peak of what we've achieved so far, and it was it was brilliant.
Yeah.
So on that night, work tomorrow. So, it's a school night. That's why we started at 7:30. But listen, well done to the competition winners. We'll get the prizes posted out. Well, a prize posted out. Mum, I promise it's not your Mother's Day present. I'm not that tight. but yeah, and Lisa, just let us know if I don't know whether you're already down for Hat Green, but if you're not, you've got 1 ticket there if you want to use it for that. It's your choice where you want to use that for, and available events. But to everybody else, it's thank you for all your questions. Thank you for your patience while we scrolled up and down, because the questions seem to come in one big wedge, and chatting amongst yourselves is brilliant. But yeah, I think that's it, mate.
That is, thanks very much, and we'll see you. As we say, we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, one last round of applause for the cat ball, guys. Hooray! But no, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you soon. Ta-ra now.
Ta-ra.